Hey y'all, we are
Hey.
back.
You caught me eating cookies.
I had my snack beforehand.
We're supposed to have snacks during the thing. It says it right in the description.
You do not, y'all don't want to see me eat, and I don't want y'all to see me eat. I have an image to uphold. I'm not.
Listen, you don't have to do much to hold up your image because don't even start.
Okay. Well, thank you, because that's all true. But tonight, our special guest is our friend and author, Rob Grimoire.
Oh, man. Look at that man right there. Oh, he's too cool. He's got sunglasses on inside. Inside.
Absolutely too cool. Like he wasn't expecting us.
Right.
Like he just chilling. Like
I was just chilling, and then they just put me on this show. I had no idea.
They had right into my computer. Right. They just popped up, and I was just sitting here, right.
This is just what happens to you on the regular.
Yes. Right. Yeah. On a normal everyday. This is an everyday thing, so I'm used to it.
Just, I mean, same.
So my friend Rob, I mean, we know who you are, but some of our viewers might not, because, we try to have as many guests as we could possibly have on the show. I keep reaching out to all of my friends, all the people that I know that are cool. And you were definitely one of those people, and a huge Star Wars nerd, right?
That is correct. Yes. I am a massive nerd of many fandoms. Star Wars probably being the top fandom. I started a flame war on my Facebook page today about Star Wars. Twice.
All right, so we need details on that.
Yeah, we need the details now.
So I rewrote the scene.
I saw that.
Yeah.
The scene with Leia and Kylo. Yeah. I saw that. I enjoyed it.
Some people liked it. Some people were like, well, no. Well, just like we can agree to disagree. And also I was fully prepared for a stormtrooper turned Jedi, because they gave that to me.
Because that's what they told us. That's what they told us was going to happen.
It just withered away into nothingness.
It did.
Into like mashed potatoes from a fast food joint. That's what happened. Like, it
felt like a trick, is what it felt like. It felt like here, come watch this, and then sight.
They said, hey, here's some macaroni and cheese that's been baked and made with love. Craft. And then it just gave us the box stuff, not even craft, just like the box stuff.
Just stuff with the powder.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, from way back in the day.
Ooh, yeah, that's what it gave us.
Is that on your public page or the Facebook page?
That is on my Facebook page, but I will make it public for anyone who wants to see it.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna post your Facebook page in our chat. Everyone go check out, weigh in on his rewriting of the scene.
The one with Leia and Kylo was good. I like that, but also I am a mom, and that very much influenced how I felt about the rewrite.
I wanted emotional content. That's all I wanted, was some emotional content. People were like, well, she is, Vader's daughter. She should be powerful. I'm saying, you can show me that, just not here. Yeah. Here, I want emotional content. I want it to be where Kylo Ren actually showing a change, not just all of a sudden he's a good person after murdering millions of people.
We needed to see it in steps. We need to see that there were cracks. That there were cracks in his armor.
Bingo. That's what not just him breaking his helmet. I needed cracks in the armor.
Right, but we needed to see that he was really fighting. That it was a real legit struggle inside of him.
His temper tantrums were a little rough. I laughed out loud when he chopped up that console with the lightsaber. I was like, the fuck is happening?
Now, I will say this. The acting.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Oh, I love
Thank you all for putting in the work that you did. I appreciate it. You did the best job you could with the content that was given to you.
What's his name?
Oh,
Adam Driver. Adam Driver.
Yes.
Adam Driver.
I was gonna say his name is Kylo Ren, because anytime I see him in something, I'm like, there goes Kylo Ren.
Nah, man, he was good. He was really good in that movie where he played the cop and they infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan.
Black Klansman.
That movie was so good, and he was amazing in it. He was good in that. He was good in
I think he's a pretty good actor, right?
Yeah, he's an amazing actor.
He's an amazing actor. Absolutely. Yeah. Adam Driver, shout out to you.
the troopers, like,
excellent.
I like how he leaned into. There was a bit of comedy in the original Star Wars too. I mean, it mostly came from Han Solo, but
yes,
Yoda was hilarious as well.
Yes. And I mean, there was the dry comedy too, like just C-3PO, interacting.
Oh yeah,
right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just like him being himself, and we're all like.
Until BB-8 came on the screen, it was pretty much widely accepted. Not BB-8, Chopper from Rebels. Until Chopper came on the scene, it was pretty widely accepted that R2-D2 was like had the worst mouth in the Star Wars galaxy.
Right.
Yes,
absolutely.
He's
100%.
I know he's cussing because they did not erase his memory, so he knows everything, and he's got to be saying these goddamn Skywalkers.
Just angry the whole ass time. Just like
I do not understand
these fucking Skywalkers.
Like, why?
Every time.
What did I do to deserve this? I just wanted to be with Padme. I just wanted to hang with Padme.
Yes.
R2 was like I feel like there's a scene in I want to say I think it's Revenge of the Sith where Anakin turns to R2 and is like, "Can you hack that door?" And R2 looks at him for like just like a half a second longer. Like he doesn't just immediately turn and just go to the door like a robot. He's like, "Motherfucker, of course I can hack this. Have you seen how many doors I have?" He's like, "I killed that thing on Geonosis for you."
Right. So Chopper to me is that uncle that you have who like drinks beers and he's a mechanic and he fixes cars at his house and he talks with a cigarette in his mouth and it never falls out.
That's actually my stepfather.
Everybody's got that person in their life.
Yes,
everybody's
that is
got it.
My stepfather.
Absolutely. And he curses.
Every other word out of his mouth.
The most inventive things. It's almost poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Now that was my grandfather. Like I didn't cuss as a kid, but I guarantee you by first grade I knew all the combinations.
That was I had an uncle that was like that, and I worked for him on like when I was a little kid. Like the first couple of jobs I had was working on his fishing boat. So like
you learned all the words.
Oh yeah, when like it wasn't his boat. He was the captain of like one of those like you go out on like for like 6-7 hours like out
charter.
Like a charter, yeah, but it was like it was big. It was like like 50-60 people would go out. It wasn't like a party boat. It was like hardcore fishermen going out.
Ooh, real nice.
And oh man, it was I learned colorful language on that boat.
So you know what? It's good to know, right? Because especially if you don't use it all the time, because the impact, like when I do cuss, like people are like, "What happened?" Exactly. That is the face they make. They're like, "Somebody has really set her off." Like I have never heard her.
Bro.
But I say stuff like that. I say barnacles so often because I've been watching SpongeBob for like 25 for as long as it's been on. And I've always had little children around me. So barnacles would be my go-to. That and sugarfoot. So now still as an adult.
Yes.
Those are the words that come out. So like when I actually do cuss, people are concerned.
Oh no. Something serious.
And that coupled with my voice, like it's weird. It's a weird thing to hear.
So before I get to see all of our people in chat, you, Ebony, again next week, season 3 is going to come out.
Yes.
So I was wondering, what does everybody think about that? Is everyone prepared? I mean, I know we're only on season 1 right now, but I'm hoping everyone has gone back and rewatched.
So I want to know from the chat what they're looking forward to the most. Season 3. What is it you cannot wait to see?
While our stream catches up to them so that they can answer, I just want to see more. So here's my prediction. I'm making a prediction.
Okay.
That they're going to be putting more. What do they call it? Legacy? No. Legacy? Is it legacy content? When it's not the stuff that used to be canon but isn't anymore. They call it legacy content, I think. Disney
it sounds good.
Yeah, I think
sounds great. I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, the books that aren't canon anymore, and like Knights of the Old Republic video game and stuff like that.
Right.
I have a feeling that they're going to be pulling specifically more from Knights of the Old Republic, and I think because we know he's going to Mandalore, like the planet in this episode. Mm-hmm. So I'm really hoping that they pull some of the lore from the Knights of the Old Republic video games, because the lore about Mandalore and all the stuff like that, Mandalore the Great. I mean, the Blacksaber was incorporated in that. So like, I just really hope that they play with that. Legends, that's what it is.
Yeah.
See, Noman Garden. See, I said we were talking about you, Noman Garden, before this. I was like, that man, like he knows, like he knows stuff. He keeps us honest, and that's what I appreciate about you.
Yes. Actually, Noman Garden, I think I'm gonna start calling you Gigi. That is your name now.
Gigi.
Gigi. That's it.
He's
and it's fine
resident...
if you don't. Yeah, you're a resident expert so far in every show we've rewatched. So.
Yeah, nice. We had a really one of our guests when we were doing Rings of Power is like a really strong Tolkien expert. We are Ebony and I are not.
I'm not at all. Like I've never read it. I've only seen the movies.
And Noman Garden and him were going.
Yeah, we should have turned it over to them. Sure. We should have done.
Yeah,
I'm not qualified for to talk about anything but Star Wars and Wheel of Time. I feel like is the things that I'm super like expert on. All right, well then there you go. All right.
Okay, I don't. But you're pulling knowledge for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Knowledgeable. You got it. You got it.
I've heard the legend. They told me about
I wasn't kidding. I was.
No, I've heard the legend. If we ever get into X-Men comics, that's where your boy.
I gotta tell y'all, when me and my husband met way back in the late 1900s, we lived like maybe a 5-minute walk from each other every Saturday morning on the phone watching the X-Men cartoons together. But this is the thing, though. We could have just gone to the other person's house.
You could have, but it's better that way. It's better that way.
We did the whole phone call thing. Mm-hmm. That is what we did.
That's funner. That's just better that way. It's fun.
It is.
Man. But he wasn't in a different area code, I'm guessing, because
no. That
would have been long distance back then.
It would have been, and
you would have got grandmother would have been having it. that was the same way. I had a friend that lived in a different area code, but we went to the same school because the area where I lived was crazy, and I couldn't call him on the phone. Anytime she would see that like 25-cent charge for like a 3-minute call or whatever, and. People that are under the age of whatever it is, like 20 now, probably, or 25 and under, probably don't even understand what that is. But it used to be long distance. If it was like the first 3 numbers of your phone number used to matter. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I remember when in Maryland they added a second one, a third area code because they were running out of phone numbers. Yeah. And that was amazing to me. I was like, we're getting more phone numbers. Now we just recycle them.
They had to do that for Manhattan too. When I was there.
That's crazy.
All right, we should probably get started.
All right, yes. So I mean, the episodes of Mandalorian are a little bit shorter than the episodes of
Rings of Power,
our other shows. So it's not so bad when we go off on tangents, but yeah.
Right. But still, I mean, you know how Avi is. She's still mad at y'all for taking me every Monday night.
I will take my punishment when I see her the next Jordan, not this coming, but the next.
She's probably just going to make you carry her around on your shoulders. That's probably what she's going to do.
That's fair. I mean, it's entirely fair. So I will be her pack mule.
Yeah, don't let her hear you say that because she plans on taking over Jordan Con when she comes. She's like, this is for me.
You won't hear me complain.
That's what I'm afraid of. Is nobody will complain.
Hey man, as long as she's, and if she's even I'm sure you're gonna say she's smarter than you, but if she even has a 10th of your
she's
brain,
not smarter than me.
Okay, all right. I don't have kids, but most parents are like, no, they're much smarter than I was.
So here's the thing. She has been exposed to certain things earlier than me. And yes, like technology wise, but I have 35 years of life experience on her. She's 11. I am 46. There's some stuff that you can't be told that you have to experience.
But the common sense part will translate, like being able to.
I don't know, because Brian's their dad, and it's like
That's great. That's fantastic. That's her fourth child, by the way.
Yes, the one that's never moving out.
Mm-hmm. All right. So for people that haven't hung out with us before, when we watch the shows, I have my handy dandy. Oh, I did it right on the first time. I'm so proud when I get it right on the first time. It's on this side of the screen. It's down here in this area. At the bottom, here. Yes. So I will press play on that. At the same time, I press play on the show so you can follow along because we cannot show you Disney content on the screen or we will get the mouse will come after us. Yes, he will come after us.
There's no defeating the mouse.
No, I don't even want to try. So yeah, just follow along. We're not going to skip the recap or the opening credits, so don't skip those. And we will get to it, right? Oh, actually, I did want to talk about one thing. Because I realized I didn't show us any of the pictures of season 2.
Spent all the time downloading 2 or 3.
Yeah. I'm season 3 from the season 3 promo stuff that I was really excited about, and I wanted to pull up at least one of them. So super amped for
this makes me happy.
For extra Mandalorians. I want them so bad. There's this picture, and then I have one more that Bo-Katan is in. And I wanted to show Bo-Katan because I had a funny thing about what's her name?
Katie Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff, right. Never mind. I didn't download it. Katie Sackhoff posted on TikTok that she had a bunch of her helmets left. And she was gonna raffle them off when she went to I think she was at Atlanta Comic-Con. I think it was for Atlanta Comic-Con. It was for a convention that she was getting ready to go to in Atlanta. That's what she said. So I believe it was Atlanta Comic-Con. Sorry, you can see her helmet right here though. It's behind me.
I see it.
Yeah. So at least that's what I wanted to show, but it was really just her standing next to Mando. She posted that she was going to have a raffle to give them away. Mm-hmm. And for those who are unaware, Rob, you might know this. If you in the state of Georgia, at least, but in most states, raffles are considered gambling.
Gambling, yep.
And you cannot do that unless you have a gambling license.
Yep.
And they will come after you. So I was like, I posted on her TikTok. I was like, be careful if you're in Atlanta, because I used to run convention in Atlanta. And if you call it a raffle, they will come after you. Just call it something else. And like 5 or 6 days later, she posted, she replied to the comment. She was like, thanks, I did, and it would have been a problem.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
So now if I ever get to meet her, if I ever get to meet her, I'm be like, I was the guy that told you about the raffle. She's gonna be like, a crazy person. Yeah. Anyway, I had to bring up that story, or it was gonna sit in my head.
That's a great story.
All right, so we're gonna get ready to play this episode now. All right, I'm going to press play in. Everyone ready?
Yep.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And right off the bat, Carl Weathers. I love Carl Weathers so much.
Yes.
The best.
Mm-hmm. I'm so glad they had him, that they got him for the part that he is, because he could have made like a good like secret Jedi, or even maybe like an Imperial or whatever, but like I like where he could do his suaveness.
Yes.
As his like kind of like not underhand dealing, but like he's a mover and a shaker. I like his personality better for that.
I think the staple of Star Wars seems to be a very suave black man in every trilogy.
That's fair. No capes on this one. He ain't got no capes. He doesn't have the capes that Billy D had.
Well, because not everybody can wear a cape.
It's true. Right. Donald Glover could pull it off, and Billy D could pull it off. I'm not sure about Carl, but
Donald pulled it off. I feel like Carl would be like, "This is a lot of foolishness right here."
So we were talking about Grogu doing some sick shit just before we came on camera. Yes. They're right there,
that
man.
Was some sick shit, right?
And but so again, I'm a mom. I'm like, "Oh, the baby's got to take a nap. Look at him. It's warm.
He's so tired.
He's so tired.
Baby's older than us."
I know.
Oh yeah, he's older than both of us. Yeah.
So he's not that much older than me, actually. So I am only 4 years younger than Grogu.
Hey, this is a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So he's older now.
He's way older than us.
Way older now.
Anyway, the point is, I bet he moisturizes and minds his business because he looks good.
Does he get a cape in season 3? I didn't see that in the. Oh man! All right, I'm excited to see if he can pull it off.
Yes,
the tradition continues.
Yep.
Yes, I loved how they gave they put the closet full of capes in the Millennium Falcon in the Solo movie.
Yes.
Which I loved, by the way. I love the Solo movie.
I love the Solo movie.
Oh, there he goes. He's climbing out of the thing. I love this. This is great. Look at him. He just pulls his head out.
So cute.
There's the man right there.
There he is.
Yeah. He's wearing a cape there. That's a cape.
Kinda.
It's not a long cape, but it's a cape. It's like.
Is it not like a half? It's like a coat. It's not like a
tunic, maybe.
I don't know. We'll see in a minute.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's a cape.
Oh, I think it's a cape.
That does look like a cape.
A subtle cape.
Okay, so I wonder if Star Wars realizes they've done that.
I feel like they gotta.
Because even though the actor playing Darth Vader was not black, his voice was, and he also has a cape.
And they didn't tell the actor that was Darth Vader, like in the suit. They didn't tell him that they were dubbing over his voice. He didn't know till he went and saw the movie.
But he has to be like, yeah, that was the right choice.
Yeah.
Like
James Earl. I mean, Mr. Jones is menacing.
Yeah.
Yes.
The and I watched an interview with James Earl Jones. Actually, he recorded all of the lines for Darth Vader in like one day.
That's
with George Lucas. Yeah,
that's insane.
Mm-hmm. So, George just went and grabbed him, and they sat down in the editing studio, and they dubbed the whole movie over. And that was it.
Black dudes in Star Wars have capes or a purple lightsaber. Just one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sam L, man, I fucking love Sam L. He was great as Mace Windu. I was really hoping they were gonna make him alive.
So if they do Revan, it's got to be Idris Elba or somebody.
I hope.
I mean, Idris can be anything in my world. That is.
I've been fighting for him to be Raveen in
same. I'm like I would enjoy that. But so actually, I'm on the fence because I don't want people to dislike him, but I think he would be such a good character.
I mean, in The Wire, he wasn't really a villain per se. I mean, he was a drug dealer, so he's a villain. But he played a good asshole. Like I want to say, he was unlikable while at the same time being very likable.
In Star Trek, he was a good villain.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, man, he was great in that.
Yeah, but if we do get him in Wheel of Time, I want his actual accent because I'm fascinated by black people with English accents. As a child, I didn't know we were over there.
Oh, yeah, he absolutely will.
It was not until I heard Slick Rick, and I'm like, "Are you telling me?
Oh yeah, nice.
Slick Rick, are y'all telling me that we can be over there? I didn't know we could be over there.
I forgot that he was English.
Yeah. And because for the longest time I thought it was I thought it was a gimmick. Like I didn't think Slick Rick was really English. Yeah. No, he's really English.
Funny thing, we just talked about dubbing over people's voices in Idris Elba. Idris Elba's first movie was like some sort of shitty B sci-fi movie where his voice was like his English accent was his American English accent was so bad that they dubbed over him with some generic white dude. And he didn't know that till they did it, and he was like, "I totally deserved it, though. My accent was terrible." and they show he was on some late night show recently, and they showed the clip. It was hilarious.
I saw it on the Graham Norton show.
Oh yeah.
I watched a lot of that. Yeah.
All right, sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
Oh, Mr. Herzog. Mm-hmm. I just have to. Yeah, I just have to. It's perfect role for him too. Mm-hmm. I wonder what it took to convince him to do this.
Probably not much.
Probably not much at all. I get to talk. Yeah. I get to wax intellectual.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have to do much to be scary either. Like he has a presence and he's intimidating even though he looks like a feeble old man, but he has a presence on screen.
I can listen to this dude read the phone book. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, phones don't exist anymore.
Here comes the Beskar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad they left the Beskar in and they didn't try to change that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at it. Love it.
That's so much too. It's pure refined.
Yes.
I love those beautiful folds. It's gorgeous.
It looks so great, and it's such like a dick or like a shit move for them to put that Imperial symbol on it. Oh yeah, Ultraviolet. He was good in that.
He was.
Yeah.
He did some sort of comedy show where he played an out of work DJ on Netflix. That was kind of funny.
For a while he was an out of work DJ. He used to DJ. He did DJ. He also sold weed to Dave Chappelle. So
I did not know that.
That's hilarious.
I spend a lot of time on the internet, and
and on Idris Elba.
I wish. I absolutely wish. but I've made my life choices. So, though I did tell Brian, I was like, "Look here, like I can't make any promises."
So
if he comes sniffing around, I'm not.
I know that, and maybe Rob, you can answer this, or I'm sure, maybe Noman Garden. Why didn't the Empire use any of the Beskar they took? Is it because they weren't good at forging it? I don't remember like what is canon based off of what is canon and not anymore.
Is it because they were using it for currency?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Gnome does.
Yeah, I think it was because they weren't able to forge it like the Mandos could. I think
that was a special forge that they had.
Yeah, that would be my assumption. Is that they just were not able to do with it what was meant to be done with it. All right, somebody go Google it.
Yeah, Noman Garden got our back. He'll look it up for us. I'm also super excited that they're leaning into like the because prior to the armor for the Mandalorians, and you see it in this scene right now, and in the picture that I showed earlier, they're leaning into the lore that was built in the books, in the early books. Oh man, if Noman Garden, if you have not watched the Clone Wars, you need all of it. You need to do that immediately. All of the cartoons immediately. They're amazing.
Well, yeah. What about Rebels? If you watch Rebels, if you haven't watched Rebels, please.
Yeah, please.
Give it. Oh, yeah.
Episode 3 of season 2, I think, might be one of the best episodes of television I've ever watched.
Season 2 alone was like some of the best Star Wars that, man, and then 3 just.
I mean, I don't even want to spoil it now just because. Yeah, right. I mean, it's been out for years just because I want someone who hasn't seen it to see it.
To enjoy it, right.
Amazing. But for specifically about the Mandos and their armor, they lean into the armor is part of their personality. So like they all get to put a little spin on their armor. So like for things like the 501st Battalion and like, you know, the official cosplay groups, they used to be really strict about the Mandalorian armor and you can only have certain things. But now, since it's canon that the armor is like a personal thing to the individual, the deviation is great now. So I love seeing the cosplays that people come up with. And I love the armor in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife and I fight all the time on who gets to wear. We both like Sabine Wren from Rebels.
Sabine.
Yeah, I mean, I love her armor. Like purple is my favorite color, and
mine too.
Same.
Her armor is mostly. See, I knew this is why we friends. This is why. But the majority of her armor, for if you don't, I don't know. Have you seen Rebels, Ebony? No. All right,
no.
So for those who have not seen Rebels, the majority of her armor is purple and like green and like yellow. I want to say there's like stripes of yellow in it too.
It's like it's like kind of it's her
Mardi Gras. It sounds like.
Yeah,
some similar, but it's her artistic expression. You'll learn more about that. I'm trying my best not to say more about it.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
It is really cool. It. The Smith's armor. I love.
It's sick. I was literally just about to say.
Yes.
So sick.
Beautiful. It's so good.
And I love how they incorporate the furs and like into it. So it's not like this is, which is something I particularly like about Star Wars. And you guys tell me how you think about this. Like, I enjoy sci-fi. I haven't really been able to read a lot of sci-fi, except Star Wars. And it's because I feel like Star Wars is more fantasy than it is science fiction.
So Star Wars absolutely has a magic system.
Yeah.
Where most sci-fi does not, right?
Right.
It's a soft magic system, but it's
it is still a magic system. Yeah. And I think that is just enough that if you are more fantasy than sci-fi, it'll be like, okay, this feels comfortable. Like it's
and they have swords.
Different. Right. Like it's a little bit different than what I really like, but it feels comfortable. It's something that feels familiar.
A Mandalorian? I don't know.
See, Noman Garden, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're asking, Noman Garden. Let me elaborate.
We need a definition.
Because when you say Maul, all my brain does is go to Darth Maul, and that's all I can think about.
Right.
That's all I got.
I'm a big fan of Samurai, like Chambara, and like I'm a massive fan of that, and specifically Akira Kurosawa, which we know the Lucas Kurosawa connection.
Huge.
And so
I said last week, right? Seven Samurai. I was saying it last week.
Yeah.
I love it, particularly Toshiro Mifune. But it's really amazing to see that particular magic system. And I'm glad they did that with the Mandalorian armor, because samurai swords and crests and all are all an extension of that warrior soul. Same with lightsabers. Right. So a purple lightsaber wasn't too bad. Oh, the horns.
That would be cool if she was. It would be cool if she was Zabrak. Cool. If she took that off and she was Zabrak, that would be cool. I mean, we hardly get any aliens that are like, I don't want to say like main characters. Like in next week's episode, I think we're gonna have Gina Carano. Like she's a fucking crazy person, but before we knew she was a crazy person, I liked her in this show, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, she was.
I was mad as hell when I was like, what?
Because she was doing such a good job.
I know.
Like,
just shut your damn mouth. Shut your mouth.
Shut the hell up for 5 minutes or forever.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. Yeah. Stay hydrated. Stay moisturized, and
mind your business. That is
mind your business.
I'm telling you, you won't age a day.
That's our motto here.
Yeah, it's moisturize and mind your business.
Mind your business.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Ludwig Göransson, who scored The Mandalorian. Every bit of music and the way it's used and the way it's changed for each scene is fucking brilliant. It's brilliant. It's the best of the best. And I mean, you hear that? That's iconic. That's iconic Mandalorian. If you hear that, you know exactly what it is.
I mean,
So I'm just gonna wait. He looks so good. Like I have a thing for me. Like I don't know how you're this handsome and I can't see any of you, but I love me some Mando. So.
I don't know how you can have your face covered for 90% of the show and still be such a great damn actor. You're so good at this emoting without even seeing your face. I'm like, I can see it.
Pedro Pascal is just amazing. She's amazing.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
But I mean, like if you see his like normal person, like his normal personality, and then all of the characters he's played over the years, like wow, like he's a great character actor.
Yeah, because I will say he just seems like he's really goofy and funny and probably gives out good Halloween candy.
Oh yeah, I
would
full size Snickers.
Yeah, like I when you look at him, like a bounty hunter.
Agreed, Norman Garden.
Yes.
The back to the amazing scoring for this show. It's not just like every part of the Disney Star Wars, the new Disney Star Wars show has been amazing. Like the writing, the scoring, the directing, the camera. What's that called?
Oh, the camera work.
Yeah, there's a word for it. I'll remember it in 10 minutes.
Yes.
Cinematography.
Have been just fucking amazing, and like they had a different. I know Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni were involved in every episode, but they had a different director for every single episode, and you could see the mark that every director leaves, especially if you recognize the director. Like Deborah Chow, that's who directed this episode. I only started caring about that stuff in the last like 5 or 6 years as I started getting more and more into film. But like she did Lost in Space, the TV show, a bunch of episodes. She did a bunch of episodes of Jessica Jones, I think.
Yep.
She did Obi-Wan. She did all of. I think she directed the entire series of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I think so.
And she's amazing. So like, they're like some of the best of everything have been involved with these from the get, and that's really exciting. Right. And I love this collaborative work that they're doing now. Sorry, Ebony. No, it's just changing directors and writers and stuff like that. So,
well, I was going to say, I think a lot of this is also people who grew up with Star Wars, right? That there's a different type of love that you have for it. That's and there's things that as you watched it as a kid and as you got older, it's like, if I got to do Star Wars, this is what I would do. Right. So these are people that potentially have been thinking about this for a long, long time. Like they've had, they know what questions the fans want answered in things, right? So then, yes, they know because they're a fan. That's why I think why I was okay with Rafe doing Wheel of Time. Like, oh, he's read the books. He's a fan of the book.
Yeah.
He knows what's in there. Not I'm reading this for the first time and I'm going to try to take it from paper to the book to the screen. Yeah. Because that's not an easy thing to do.
Right.
Here
it is. Here is that moment.
Like, I gotta get my kid. I don't know what they were going to do.
He's acting this whole entire this moment here. The helmet, the camera work really, like Thom said before, really is playing. Is playing the features of his face.
Yes,
and it's
like
brilliant.
You can see the face he's making. You
know that
I can feel the emotion that he's feeling right now.
Right,
and that music.
Yes, I mean you can feel and see him making that decision. Like I can't leave that baby.
Yeah,
something didn't feel right.
The lighting, the camera work, the acting in the suit, the scoring of every scene where he's displaying the emotion. We get the emotion that they want him to be conveying without having to see his face, and that's amazing.
Right, exactly. But
that hall scene there was phenomenal. Like the walking through the alleys and that swelling of it was just I can't even. There's no fault to it.
I agreed. Noman Garden. Like my aunt, my godmother, my aunt, whenever I see her, she always tells the story about how when I was a little kid, all I used to do go around was tell her about Darth Vader. She'd be like, Darth Vader, Luke's father. She's like, I've never seen Star Wars. I know everything about Star Wars because you used to tell me all the time.
So I will say, Noman Garden, Star Wars was there, but like I said, they weren't necessarily checking for me when they were like I was a little black girl in the country. Like it wasn't anything that my mom would look at and be like, I bet Ebony would like to see that. She took me to see the Muppets. Right?
Star Wars was bad for women and black folk because there was only it was only Billy D. Williams and then like a handful of people that were in costumes.
Right. So while it existed, it's not the same as growing up with it. We all knew. I knew Star Wars was a thing. Yeah. Right. I told you most of my
which they're doing much better with.
Right. I mean, most of my Star Wars knowledge came from
What up, Diggs?
Muppet Babies. Right. Because in Muppet Babies they would do this. So that's why I would know different Star Wars things. But I'd never seen them. I hadn't seen the movies. Like, trust me, they still don't know why I like dragons as much as they do. They don't know what happened.
My wife, that's Erin, by the way. That's in chat. She saw Spaceballs before she saw Star Wars.
Wow, nice.
So she was like, oh, that's like Darth Helmet, and that guy's like,
that has to be so confusing.
And that's Barf, but Barf in the movie talked in the other one, and this one does make sounds.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
Nice. No, it was because I was a young boy, and that whole hero's journey really spoke to me with Star Wars, and I don't know, Empire blew me away, and I was.
My husband says the same thing.
I was blown away.
I think that was his favorite out of the first trilogy.
That has changed now. That out of all of Star Wars, my favorites have changed a lot, and thanks to John, Dave, and a lot of other very phenomenal creatives. It really made me. So
I would like to know from them though, like what is their favorite out of the original trilogy to see how many of them it was the same. Like, was it the same one? Was there like this one pivotal moment in the first trilogy where you were like, I'm going to go into film. Like I want to be able to make stuff like this.
Lucas and Spielberg did that for a lot of people.
They did. They absolutely
a lot of people.
Yeah. And so many actors and celebrities are in love with Star Wars. And often, like, especially in the movies and in the TV shows, they do like cameos and stuff for free.
Yes,
because they love it.
And also, who doesn't want to say I was in Star Wars?
Star Wars, right? Didn't Daniel Craig dress up as a stormtrooper?
He was a stormtrooper.
He was the stormtrooper that Rey,
the Force on.
Yeah, that she Jedi mind tricks. Yeah.
No one knew.
No one knew.
He didn't even care if people knew. It was just for him.
Yes.
And he said he would be fine with just being one of the guys that stood in the back of the room. But, J.J. Abrams was like, oh, no, you're going to be, you'll have an on-screen appearance in the armor.
Nice.
I think I would still kick this guy. Like,
I like this guy. He reminds me a lot of the guy from Rogue One, the pilot.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted more from that guy. Baby. A lot more.
Mando could pull a cape off too, just saying.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we all know how I feel about Mando. It's just, it's probably not right. I probably do need professional help between him and like Matt, of course. Just
from Real Time.
Yeah, I've got a crush on Bumblebee. There's a lot going on.
Shout out to all the people that showed up for these shoots who volunteered their armor that they've made themselves, and the troops who really put in a lot of work to Star Wars, because they just come out and they show up and they do a great job.
Yeah.
You mean no, my God, you mean like from Portal, the companion cubes? That's the 501st, right? They always they used a lot of them. They used a lot of them for the Mandalorian armor. They used a lot of them for the stormtroopers often. Actually, I think one of the stormtroopers that is in these scenes, he specifically, they got him because he was a zombie stormtrooper. His thing, so they knew his armor was dirty. So they were like, "Can you just alter it a little bit so you're not a zombie?" And he was like, "Absolutely." Because the whole thing with a lot of the stormtroopers is, I missed it. Norman Gardner, my bad. Is like, they have to be pristine, the stormtrooper armors. That was the Empire's whole thing. So, there's not a lot of the 501st have like their armors like screen accurate, pristine looking armor. So it was actually hard to find dirty, good stormtrooper armor.
Sure. So I love the fact that every time Mando destroys something, the child coos in the caption. Yeah. It's like he used a flamethrower, the child coos. He just shot them all up. The child coos like, yes, my daddy is awesome.
Yeah. They've already bonded. That's it.
Yes. Yeah, no, that is his son. That is his son.
This scene right here really was awesome, how it just kind of bled into the rest of the bar. And then it gets to Carl, and he's just like, fuck. Damn it.
Like, man, I'm going to lose all my bounty hunters.
Look how serious he is. And he's worried about his friend. You can see the concern.
Yes. Yeah.
He's worried about his friend.
Because he knows exactly what happened.
Right.
And, oh shit. No, I forgot what I was going to say. Damn it. It's gone. It was gonna be a small spoiler for the next season, then I forgot, but it's fine. The Mandalorians are also bounty hunters. Do you think so? So they obviously got that notification too.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's how they knew.
I didn't think
about that.
Oh yeah, so Noman Garden reminded me. So there we go. So the Jedi are violent as hell, and that's why I really hope they get rid of the old idea of the Jedi Order and this new Jedi thing that they're building. So I was going to say, slight spoiler for season 2. So
spoiler alert.
Got to use that in a while, and I love using those. That's Kitty. You guys should go follow her on TikTok, Dragon Mount.
Follow Kitty. Yes.
I'm bad at promoting us, so just go follow us everywhere so that I don't get in trouble for not doing that, because I do. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all that. Like, share, subscribe. It helps us out. Please, we love you. Anyway, I'm just here to talk nerdy shit with you guys because I don't get to do it all the time. There's the scene when Luke is like making Grogu choose between being a Jedi or his friends. And it was kind of like, Yoda was kind of making Luke, I could see why Luke thought Yoda was making him do that in the old movies. Yeah. But like, that's obviously like, I feel like that's bad. Like, that's an absolute, which apparently only Siths are involved in.
But even saying only Sith think an absolute is an absolute.
It's an absolute, right.
It's an absolute as well.
Right. Logical fallacies all over the place.
Yeah.
I was really hoping that in the new movies, that they were going to lean into Ahsoka a bit more. And I'm glad they're bringing her in now, and I hope they do that. So I hope Ahsoka is involved with the new founding of the new Jedi Order, or the new whatever they call it order, and it's more of a balance instead of
yes.
The description of the show has me shook. A samurai epic?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm
shook.
So fucking
amped. Wait.
And I mean, she even is most like her weapons are most like a samurai. She's got a tanto and a katana almost.
Yeah, it's amazing. I cannot wait. Yeah,
I agree.
Yes, I agree 100%.
Here we go. Disintegrations left and right.
Beautiful. Pull out the sniper rifle.
And the way they talked earlier in the episode where the Mandalorians were like, there's a Zabrak, where they were kind of like, there's only ever really one of them out active in an area. They were kind of very secretive about how many there are.
Right.
I guess it would lend to the idea that maybe these people have no idea how many Mandalorian there really are.
Right.
But we don't
they had
know
to hide from the Empire too.
Right. You don't know how many enemies you have. That's an advantage for your enemy. Yeah. Absolutely.
Get him, there it is. Oh, I see what you're talking about. I see the companion cubes. I see what you're talking about. They do look like companion cubes. There's a Zabrak.
There's a Zabrak, yeah.
There's the number one. The reason why Mandalorians have flamethrowers are the Jedi.
Yep.
Can't block a flame on your lightsaber.
Yep. Well, most of it was anti-Jedi tech for the war, during the wars, right? Yeah. I want to see that. That's too. What I want to see. Big time.
Oh, God.
Give me that animated. I'll take it. Just give it to me any way you want to.
They're doing that, the High Republic show. I'm sure they could delve into that.
And then Acolyte, can't wait for that either. Oh, I'm so excited for Star Wars. I'm so excited.
The next 10 years are going to be amazing. Yeah. I when I first saw this episode, my wife was
so excited.
I was like,
yep. Yeah. If it was a tape, it would be dead by now because I've rewound it 30,000 times to rewatch this particular scene, especially the jetpacks. Like, yeah, Carl does the blackest thing he could ever do at this moment here. He sees that he can't win, so he jet motos.
He said, peace.
Because Carl was like, this is not my business anymore. My friend's taken care of.
That's right.
Like, it looks like his family's here. I can't help.
Right. He tried to help.
He did.
He tried. Y'all got this.
Yeah. He said, I'll see you when I see you.
Right. He's like, look, he did what he was supposed to do. He went to help his friend out, even though it was a losing battle. The backups showed up, and he was like, "This looks like this is family business. This is a Mandalorian thing. Let me go hit back and see if I can recover some of my funds."
Oh, I'm out. I'm totally out.
I love that they made. Oh yeah, I love that they made the fire spray like a junker a little bit, like the original Falcon.
It's a baby.
Come on, man. You saw how he was shooting? He was shooting in each corner. He knew Mando wasn't going to kill him.
Yeah. Mando chose not to kill him. He is alive because Din chose not to kill him.
Right. You hear that music? Beautiful.
All the music is so great.
So good. One of my favorite pieces is when he's flying off, and it ends the way it ends with that score. It's just beautiful. He knew where it was, buddy.
That's right. You kept showing him. You kept showing it.
That's where he put it when he gave it to him.
Yeah.
Oh, this part's so cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it reminds me of that scene in Rebels where they were like, they were flying away. They were getting chased by Empire ships. And there was a few, Bo-Katan and a couple of the other Mandalorians were on the ship. And they were like, we don't have any guns. And she's like, we need guns, and they just jump out the ship with the jetpacks on. I hope we get scenes like that, man. Like just like Mandalorian to ship combat.
But do you see? He took the little ball off and gave it to him because
No, sorry, I was just gonna say the toy. Yeah. I have the one of the action figures. You can't really see them behind me, but they're down there. The Star Wars action figures. The Mandalorian comes with the child, and he comes with a little ball.
With the little, but it's such a parent thing to do, right? Yeah. Like you don't want the kid to have it, but it'll keep the kid quiet, and they just had a rough day. Just take it. Just here. I'm not gonna give it to you every time, but you can have it this time. The
Mandalorian that was just on the thing had pink armor.
Nice.
My when I played Star Wars: The Old Republic, I had played a Mandalorian and I wore pink and white armor.
Sweet.
Nice.
I really want to make pink and white armor for my Mandalorian. Like I want to make Mandalorian armor really bad.
Well, do it.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do it. My wife got me a 3D printer. I'm gonna try printing a helmet and doing some really cheap vacuum forming with like a shop vac that they use. I've looked up some videos. I want to try doing it.
If you perfect it, let me know and I will pay you. I will pay you.
What I want you to film yourself doing it.
Yes.
Like do videos of like do like a first timer's attempt.
Yeah. All right. Maybe I will.
Because
that would be fun.
It'll be fun, but it will also encourage people that maybe were thinking about doing it, but were like, I don't know if I can do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
That's right.
Right.
All right, maybe I will. All right. But the biggest thing will be getting the 3D printer right.
Yeah.
And once I make sure I get that set up in a helmet printing, then I'll think about making a little. Maybe I'll do a little series.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do it on TikTok or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a tutorial, right? This is just your experience. So look, if nothing else,
I'm bad at teaching. I can't teach.
If nothing else, you'll show people what not to do. Either way, you're helping.
Yeah, we'll see how many times I hurt myself.
No.
I am the clumsiest. Ask my wife. I am the clumsiest.
Yeah.
So bad.
You have a little badge with a counter on it, so we'll know.
Days since I hurt myself on the back. It'll be somewhere hanging over here. Yeah. Oh man, it's always something stupid. It's always like the simple part of the project that I hurt myself, where it's like you couldn't possibly get hurt at this point. Like you should have got hurt when you were using the table saw for 6 hours. Nope, it's like I fixed my couch. Right, so the bottom the frame broke or something, so I had to take it apart. I cut a bunch of wood, fixed it. I'm putting it down on the floor, and the leg lands on my toe and exploded my toe.
That's because you weren't being careful anymore. You're careful with the dangerous stuff, the stuff where you figure you shouldn't hurt yourself. You don't pay as much attention.
Yeah, you're probably
you hurt yourself.
You're probably right. You're exactly right. That's probably.
I'm 100%. Right most of the time. Like,
he did. I'm sorry. Norman Garden did point something out. Yeah, he did. The art is actually concept art. Favreau talks about that in one of the things, one of the behind the scenes things.
If you haven't watched those behind the scenes things, watch all of them.
Oh yeah,
watch all of them.
Absolutely.
Especially even the Marvel ones. They're great. They give you so many, especially if you're into filmmaking, especially if you're into storyboarding and writing. Watch them because it gives you a really interesting behind the scenes kind of fly on the wall. You know, the Werewolf by Night one, by the way, is brilliant. Watch that one too.
I've got to watch that one. I've got to set aside a day.
Althor's Taint is your fan is here.
Well, I mean, all my fans are here.
That's true. All of them.
If you're not, I will say that's where Avi gets it from. Can I tell you that last year at her dance recital, we took some of her friends to see it. She's like, "Oh, I'm going to have so many fans in the audience." I'm like, "Ma'am, these are your friends. And why do you think anybody else in this audience is here as your fan? Their children are in this." Like, according to her, they were all there to see her.
But the behind the scenes thing. Oh, you go ahead.
No, go
ahead. Like Rob said, the information about filmmaking and stuff like that is amazing, and listening to literal geniuses talk about it is awesome. But you also get Jon Favreau, who is hilarious. Like he's a hilarious dude.
He is.
And then most of the episodes are directed by like, I mean, they're all amazing directors, but like they're people that you would recognize, like Bryce Dallas Howard directs an episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi directs an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Filoni, I think, does like 2 or 3 episodes in season 1. Like and listening to them talk is, I mean, Taika Waititi alone, don't even get me started.
Yeah.
Hilarious, but
right.
Yeah. Which is right into Marvel too. And both of the behind the scenes for both of his movies with Chris, and they're just great because they ad-lib most of the dialogue in those. Yeah. So seeing the outtakes of them going back and forth and then them talking about going back, you could just tell they had fun with it too.
They did.
Yes.
They did.
And those are some of the best movies. I love you. Like you can tell when a cast really clicked and had a good time, even if it's not a good time movie. The movie just has a different vibe. It just it feels real, right? Like it doesn't feel as much like a movie as just like a snapshot of something that happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
why it jails.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why I'm so excited to see what they're gonna do with the future of the Star Wars stuff. Like with the stuff that they're doing with the TV shows, like with specifically Filoni and Favreau involved with everything. I'm so excited. So excited. But speaking of the future Star Wars stuff, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about next week's episode.
Yes.
Which is episode 4, Sanctuary.
Yes.
We will be being joined by the amazing Rob from Out Here Talks and Bane and Chiad. They are the other part. We had Roof Mistress last week.
Yes.
They're the other 2/3 of the Threefold Talk. Yes. So, go check out their podcast. Out Here Talks also his YouTube stuff. He has a TikTok where this is self-admitted from him. He said he's not as good as cook as Kitty is, but he has his own cooking content. I believe he's a good cook. I want to eat some of his food.
Oh.
Yeah, he looks like he's cooked some very tasty looking stuff on his show. So go give him some love. Check his stuff out. Sorry, Rapunzel. Whenever I see Rapunzel, I miss you, Rapunzel. I haven't seen you in like 2 weeks. Yes, What We Do in the Shadows was fucking hilarious. Yeah. When Taika was on it in the beginning, was amazing. And this new stuff, I don't remember the new guys' names. The 3 vampires, I don't remember their names, but it was hilarious. And the writing is hilarious. There's an episode where they had the vampire council meet up and fucking Blade, Wesley Snipes. I was like, when he came on the screen, I was so happy. Anyway, make sure to go check out Rob. I will put his stuff back up on the in our banner again. Glitchy Pancakes is the podcast, and you're currently working on what book? What book are you working on right now?
Well, I was working on I just finished a short story a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, so I've just started writing in November. So I finished a short story a couple of weeks ago. I have submitted it. I haven't heard a response for it yet, but I am new on that train. I've written music for years. I've done stuff like that, and I've been on a journey here. So I'm enjoying it. I can't wait for Multiverse in October. That's going to be great. And I can't wait to do this with you guys again.
Yay. Awesome. But
we'll definitely have you back.
Before you go, give us a synopsis of your short story.
Oh, yeah.
My short story. The synopsis of the name of the story is Quicksilver, and it's about a family of smugglers, and it's a horror story, and that's all I'm kind of going to say about it.
Okay, so I won't be reading it because I'm a scaredy cat, but I'm sure it's great.
I'll tell you all about it.
It's horror, but it has high elements of science fiction. So
it's still scary.
in a sense of generational trauma, yes.
That is the scariest.
That is the scariest.
That is because you don't see that coming. You don't realize it till it's got you. So
you don't. You don't. It grapples. I hope what it does is it grapples you and pulls you in and makes you go, oh no. That's what I want.
Okay.
But I want people to enjoy themselves with it.
Right. So Thom, you read it and then do a TikTok review of it.
I absolutely
send people over to Rob's stuff. And there you go. This is how we network.
Yeah, make sure you tell me when your stuff when the new stuff gets published, and we'll make sure to get that out there too.
I will do most likely I'm going to probably do some self-publishing. I'm going to get a website built up.
Perfect.
And probably do some self-publishing if this current thing that I have it in doesn't go through. But if it does go through, I'll let you all know, and then you can check it out and that publish. content that they have there. But yeah,
let me know if you go the self-publishing route, because I know a few self-published authors that did really, really well, and I could hook you up with them.
I was thinking of Milton.
Milton's one. Aileron Kong. Did you read his stuff from? He's been a guest at Jordan Con a few times.
I think we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it later. Yeah, check out Milton. That's Milton Davis and Aileron Kong.
So
check out their stuff too.
Funny thing is, I submitted to Milton Davis, Space Funk. That's what I submitted to.
All right.
So I'll hear some from them shortly or soon. It's not really a big deal. I'm waiting. I've submitted to several. I tackled Asimov's right out the gate. I got denial. And a couple of denial letters that I've gotten have been personal, which is really good. I can get feedback from that. Right. So I mean, every denial letter I get, it means that I've actually done something. Yep. And I'm actually enjoying the journey. I'm learning a lot. My first story is nowhere near the last story that I wrote. So I'm learning and progressing.
That's all that matters.
Forward momentum always. That's
always.
I mean, I've never personally submitted stories, but I've heard a lot of authors and all of the good authors I've ever heard talk about it have that attitude, have the exact attitude that you're having right now. It's like, I've learned something from everything. And man, like it's the arrogant asshole ones that are like, I knew that I was blah, 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 and Terry Goodkind. I had something caught in my throat.
Caught in your throat. Yeah.
But no, I did the guest services at Jordan Card for a long time. I dealt with indie authors, a small publishing house, and big publishing house with Tor, Orbit, Bean Books, and stuff like that. So all of the good ones had that kind of attitude. Like you have to take that information in and learn, whether it's the personal opinion of that person who read it, or it's like you have to be able to look inward at yourself and change and adapt, and that's big. It's big.
That is the thing about any kind of creative art or talent or anything like that. It is really just that person's opinion. Nobody can really say that this is good or this is awful. I honestly feel like no matter what it is, there's at least one person out here that will enjoy it. Like no matter how horrible I think it is, there's definitely somebody out there that's going to enjoy it. So
right. And I'm a database human. So any type of, feedback that I get, I'm going to take it and I'm going to integrate it into my Borg brain and put out better content for people.
Which is how, right? But that's how people should approach life, and I think we'd have a lot less bad attitudes.
Yeah,
like just take what they say. Maybe it is you, maybe it's not, but consider it might be you.
Right.
Could be a little bit of both. But go ahead.
I was just going to say, it took me into just after my high school graduation to learn to be more humble about stuff like that. And that's when I really started to, I think, to be like, maybe it is me, to expand my mind and learn.
Yes. Yeah. But we're going to let these nice people go.
Yes. We love all of you. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you're enjoying what you watch, and leave us a comment. Soon we will be starting to talk about what we're going to watch next. Probably the last 3 episodes of Mandalorian. We'll get a poll out there. Yeah. So just if you have something that you'd like us to do a rewatch on, have it in mind. Start talking about it in the comments. See if others agree with you, so you can get some votes for it early.
Yep. And
we will see you next Monday.
Yes, we will. Bye, guys.